right?
I think you're loud enough.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, I'm calling the Village of Cross Plains Plan Commission of March 2nd, 2026. Order, roll call, please.
Commissioner Cree? Here. Trustee Brochus? Commissioner Hillebrand?
Here.
Commissioner Johnson?
Here.
Commissioner Thusius?
Here.
Trustee Kettlebeater? Here. President Langfeld?
Here. Please stand for a pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the
United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we're at public comment. This is an opportunity for anyone to address the Plan Commission on any issue. Please observe the time limit of 3 minutes. While the Plan Commission encourages input from residents that may not discuss or act on any issues that is not duly noticed on the agenda. So do we have anybody that wants to speak besides on the chicken and duck ordinance? That we'll have a public hearing for that.
It doesn't appear so.
Righty. So I'm closing the public comment. We'll go to general business. Number one is approval of the minutes from the January 5th, 2026 Plan Commission meeting.
Make a motion to approve the January 5th, 2026 Plan Commission meeting. Yes.
In your second, Judy? Okay, I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, same. So moved. Right, number two, we're gonna be talking about chickens and ducks ordinance amendment. We'll take it in two parts. The first is a public hearing. Do I have a motion to go into public hearing?
I'll make a motion to go to public hearing. I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same. We are in public hearing. Is there anybody that would like to speak at the public hearing?
I've got a comment, just in favor of raising it.
Can you
Yeah.
just state your name and address and then?
You got me in my.
Yeah, that would be helpful if it's working, if you could hit that button.
All right, Aaron Fassler, I'm at 3102 Springfield Road, and I just like to state that I think this is a good idea. One aspect of keeping a flock is, especially over a long period of time, maybe you start out with 4 birds, but then production reduces, and then you want to get some new birds. So instead of stopping, okay, I got to get rid of all 4 chickens, and I got to get more. You can kind of keep your flock going and building. So just in favor of the proposed changes.
Okay, thank you very much. Anybody else?
I'm happy to make another statement, but I've already made lots of statements.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Is there anybody on?
No, it doesn't look that way. Nope.
All right, do I have a motion to close the public hearing?
Motion to close.
A second.
I have a motion and a second to close the public hearing. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, same. So moved. All right, we're going to letter B, discussion and possible action regarding revision to section 21.11.
I can just kind of just give an overview of the discussions we've already had. So Hallie Mulford of Ziegler Court connected with staff back in October of 2025 requesting an update to ordinance 21.11, which limits the households to 6 chickens or ducks. And her recommendations include basing the standard based on coop size and setbacks rather than the arbitrary bird limit. And so she had received 50 signatures from other residents in support of her updates. And then she did come to the Plan Commission meeting on both November 3rd and January 5th. And I have the most recent changes here that are all the redlined. So the redlined were all of Hallie's revisions as of last meeting, so last January. And then the blue revisions are the changes that were requested of the Plan Commission last time we met.
Okay. Anybody have any questions? And we, like Carly says, we've had the discussion a couple times, so, I know there was some talk of lowering it to 10 versus 12. That's
Yeah.
about the only thing that I remember there was any type of
Yeah, and the
real discussion.
up to 100 square foot
Yeah.
enclosure was the other
Yeah.
language that we added.
So, do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to amend section 21.11 of the village ordinance to reflect the proposed changes.
I'll second.
All right, I have a motion and a second, discussion. All right. Kim, did you? Oh, okay. All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same, so moved. All right. Number 3, discussion and possible action regarding request to begin earth disturbing activities for Marchstone Development Phase 1.
Sure, I can just give an overview, and then the developers are here tonight to answer any questions that you might have. So back at the February village staff meeting, the developers expressed their desire to begin earth moving work on phase one only, ahead of the May 1 date that we have in our ordinance. So they are looking to start as of March 23rd, 2026. So they have requested that they are able to do so, and that this item be added to tonight's agenda. So in the packet tonight, you'll see a tentative project schedule and an exhibit about the areas that would be up for disturbance and how it's minimizing the amount of such disturbance prior to May 1. They also have an initial sediment control practices plan sheet in here as well that they can discuss more on, to identify where erosion measures will be included, and to ensure that any properties downslope are protected from sediment runoff, and such. So, like I mentioned, the variances and waivers from the provisions in Chapter 83 require approval from the Plan Commission and the Village Board, and the 3/4 affirmative vote of the entire membership of Plan Commission is required to recommend approval, and then it goes to the Village Board for another. It needs to be a 3/4 affirmative vote. So the recommendation is that we would. The Plan Commission would recommend approval for Marchstone to begin work on phase 1 as outlined in their exhibit. So that begins on March 23rd, 2026. But I will let the developers, if you want to say anything.
I think I'll build questions.
Perfect.
Good evening. I'm gonna bow out of this very quickly. Adam Watkins from Wiser Engineering and Wade Houston from RG Houston. Adam's our engineer, as you probably remember. And Wade and their company will be the contractor for the earth moving and sewer and water installation. So with that, I will turn it over to Adam.
Sure, thanks, Jeff. So yeah, Carly gave a great overview kind of the request here. With the ordinance language indicating May 1st is kind of that start date requirement for the village, and wanting to get started as quickly as possible here. We've come in before you tonight to ask for a request to start work a little early on March 23rd of this year, ahead of that March 1st date. And there's 3 items in the package here that we kind of want to go through individually, kind of show what the schedule looks like between now and May 1st, along with some graphics that'll kind of help identify some of the initial erosion control measures, the area of construction we're focusing on before May 1st, those types of things. So if you want to jump to the schedule, Carly, and might let Wade jump in here and just kind of walk through maybe what will occur before May 1st.
Yeah, sure. We'd obviously start with erosion control, silt fence. Whatever measures are necessary. We start with stripping the topsoil. We've limited the area down to a smaller portion there, just to minimize the amount of disturbance prior to that May date. So it's basically, strip the topsoil, move some earth, and then start on the sanitary. Basically just to move it up first work at that early start to start on the underground utility portion.
So if you go to the next sheet, Carly.
Can I just want some clarification on that. So you're looking at your work would be basically where the roads would go through?
Yeah, it'd be a borrow area, which we need to fill that area up. And then, you got south portion, I guess it's kind of,
And the next
can't
one.
really see it. And
Get all of those.
so blue is fill, red is cut. So to get the road close to grade, to start putting in utilities, we start with that one pond, then we start on that, first road. Is where we tie into the sewer. I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with the roads at this point.
Evergreen Park.
Evergreen, yeah.
So the area in yellow there would be kind of, the area of topsoil stripping, and then the initial area of mass grading, et cetera, and then our sanitary sewer connection is in Evergreen. So we'll take sanitary sewer up through the roadways as well.
Okay.
That's the reason we're starting that area, is you gotta start with this, we're trying.
Right, and when you do that, do you put gravel down then? Is that gravel when you put in the sewer and when you're done with it, you put gravel on it?
There will be, in the trench itself.
Well, no, I'm talking on top or
We'd
no?
have to have a tracking pad for coming in and out, but the road itself wouldn't be gravel.
Okay.
All the utilities, so
Oh, okay, so you're just, okay. So, not-
sewer, water, storm sewer, we can gravel.
okay, gotcha, okay.
So this graphic, yeah, it's just kind of a general overview of that, and then the next sheet is what Carly was indicating about the initial erosion control implementation plan, and essentially what this shows is where we're planning to have additional erosion control measures in places that ensure that any of the areas that are being disturbed are protected, or are protecting the downslope properties from sediment. So we've got a number of dry basin areas that'll be over excavated along the low points of the site. There will be silt fence, per standard practice on the low areas adjacent to those properties. And then the idea would be that as those ponds are mass graded in, the stormwater can come through, settle out all those small particles, and then, there's just low flows, slow storm events that are coming out of those ponds to the downstream areas, protecting them from a major runoff. Because as you start to disturb these areas, it's currently an agricultural field. You get disturbed areas, that water tends to come through those areas faster. So we're adding these sediment control practices to slow that water down and add some protection there. So that's, in a nutshell, kind of the overview of the request, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Go ahead, Seth.
I guess I'll just ask Brian and village staff if any concerns that were raised during the meetings about this. I mean, for a date, looking at what we have for weather, I don't have concerns about starting early because it's pretty much spring and I know what the May 1st date was, sure arbitrary, but I believe we've given waivers past for the similar things. And I think with the weather, I don't have any issues to make sure, but any staff or engineering issues that.
No, we've reviewed the supplemental submittal here, which is additional above and beyond normal erosion control that the village ordinance and county ordinance would require. This is reasonably typical for what the village has requested and approved upon previous projects that either wanted to start early or finished late. So yeah, we have reviewed it. We do recommend approval. And we're sure comfortable.
We should probably hear from Sonia too.
I'm sure. Sonia, do you have any comments?
Sorry, I'm driving and couldn't find the unmute button. I don't have a lot to add here. I think Brian has covered things from an erosion control perspective. Carly, you've covered things from what the subdivision code requires, plan commission votes and village board votes. So beyond that, this is limited to phase 1. I don't have any additional comments.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Sonia.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Kevin.
Yeah, why do we have the May 1st deadline? Seems like we've given this waiver every time. Anybody?
Well, I cannot tell you, it's been a while that we had it, but the reason those dates were by May 1st, you usually have a ground cover up and mature. And the same thing with the fall.
Yeah, that's another question, but yeah, okay, the major weather event, you know, I think that's what we're all worried about, is a huge gully washer, right? So, Brian, you looked at it and say like, hey, as best as they can do, this is gonna do the trick.
Yeah, they're also finding work that just kind of works out well, that they're gonna be working away from the predominant channel, which is that serpentine
Right.
curve going through the site. So having everything on one side instead of coming at it from both north and south helps a lot. We're always worried about the gully washer, whether it's April 29th or May 2nd.
Yeah,
But they've got a decent amount of defense playing here for both before May 1 and it's not gonna go away on May 2nd either, so it'll be there in place until the rest of the cycle. So it'll be a little bit extra coverage.
The other reason just to answer is the frost line, depending how deep the frost is.
Right.
Frozen ground moves water a lot faster than thawed out.
And then, my last, all the other questions I've had have been answered, except for the late season schedule. Does the timeline that we see here, does that go beyond our late season schedule as well? Which I think
The
is
September 18th, September 15th, it's 15th, yep.
15th, and this is going till, we have work being done until October 12th.
Per the plan project schedule, they have not requested formally to go beyond. I have not received a request for that.
I'd say
But I
that
do
the-
see.
That the likelihood is that by September 15th, state of restoration is from September 1st, to September 21st. So the idea would be that any additional work after that would be less than an acre of disturbance and will be confined to the fire retention basins. So the ordinance requirement is for over an acre. And maybe it's, anyway, the point is that the bioponds, the last line item there would be installing plugs in the bioretention basins. All those, last minute restoration efforts that would not have any, land disturbance impact.
Okay. Thank you.
Would they have an option would they have bad weather this summer that they could extend it, come in for a variance to extend it into, okay.
Yeah, this is not like a one-shot deal.
We're hopeful that we're done, we have a great summer and we don't have to come back to that, but, depends, you can't control the weather, right?
And remember, this is just moving of earth. There's a lot of aspects that they can do that are not covered by this ordinance. Well, does someone want to make a motion? Any more questions?
I'll make a motion to recommend approval of the request to begin early earth disturbing activities for Marchstone Development Phase 1.
I'll second that motion.
Yeah, I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, same. So move.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, do I have a motion for adjournment?
Welcome to adjourn.
Do I have a second? Second. I have a motion and a second to adjourn. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.